Good day and welcome. Learning exercise 8.31. I've broken this up into two. Now we're looking at your first exam question on the calculus, whether we can find the first derivative using first principle. This is transitional. So, when we're required to determine the derivative of a function by means of the first principle, or sometimes referred to as H method, we use the first derivative equals the limit of h tends to 0, fx plus h minus fx over h. So there's basically 5 different ways we test it. The first done 3 and the other 2 are a little bit more complicated. Not difficult, just a little more complex. So determine the first derivative of the following using the first principle. So given to us, we have f of x equal 4x plus 2. That's straight out linear equation. So first, method we need to be able to find fx of h. So all this means is wherever x is, now I'm putting in x plus h. So I'm substituting, so that becomes 4x plus h plus 2. Multiply out 4 times x, 4x, 4h plus 2. So my first derivative, according to first principle, equal limit h tends to 0, fx plus h minus fx over h. So fx plus h is 4x plus 4h plus 2. Fx is simply the equation as given to us, 4x plus 2. Right? From here, whatever term doesn't have a h with it will always cancel. You see there, that becomes 4x minus 4x. It cancels. I'm left with 4h plus 2. 2 minus 2 cancels. It's 4h over h. So all terms with variables h in them left behind. The rest will always cancel. So they have the variable h, it will be left behind. H and h can come out as a common factor. So there I'm left with limit of h tends to 0 is 4. So my answer simply stays 4. So as you can see there, that answer is 4. Go to the second one, fx equal to 2. So here we have a constant term. Solution, fx plus h. So even if I put in x plus h, that stays 2 because there's no x to change. So first derivative, according to first principle, limit h tends to 0, fx plus h minus fx over h simply becomes 2 minus 2, which is 0, 0 over h. That cancel, limit h tends to 0, 0, that then becomes 0. So any constant term, if I find the first derivative of it, always equals 0. Very important that you know that. Later on, when you look at the rules of differentiation, you must be able to cancel your constant terms by making them 0. Right? Go to our next problem. Now I have a small quadratic equation. F of x equal 3x squared plus 2x. So again, I first find x plus h. So there, fx plus h equal, instead of x squared, now I have x plus h squared. Instead of x, I have x plus h. So x times x, x squared. 1 times 1 times 2 becomes 2xh, and h times h becomes h squared. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times h becomes 2h. And there if I multiply the 3 in, applying the distributive law, that becomes 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared plus 2x plus 2h. So to find the first derivative using first principle, f of x dash equal limit h tends to 0, fx plus h minus fx over h. So my first derivative, fx plus h, I substitute in that. F of x, I substitute in what's given to me, 3x squared plus 2x minus. Again, as I say, all terms that don't have a variable h will cancel. So 3x squared minus 3x squared cancels. 2x minus 2x cancels. So you see I'm left with 6xh plus 3h squared plus 2h over h. From there, always remove a common factor. So we take out a common factor h. Take that out, I'm left with 6x plus 3h. h squared divided by h becomes h. 2h divided by h becomes 2. Now h and h cancel, so I have my whole equation on one line. So the limit of h tends to 0. Now I substitute in. So there, that would become 3 times 0. So I'm left with 6x plus 2. So there, as you can see, first derivative 3x squared plus 2x simply becomes 6x plus 2. Look so long if you can find a shorter way of getting. There my answer was 6x plus 2. Alright, so note this for simple terms so that you don't struggle long with multiplication. X plus h squared will always become x squared plus 2x plus h squared. Identify the pattern so that you don't multiply over and over. X plus h cubed is the same as saying x plus h squared times x plus h. So if I multiply it out, I will always end up with x cubed plus 3x h squared plus 3x squared h plus h cubed. So learn that pattern there so that when you solve this, you will solve it quicker. Hope you understand, hope you follow. All the best. Strive for excellence. Let's blossom. God bless.